Brexit. Voting to leave the EU to find out you don't want to leave the EU. Such a perfect example of British irony even an American can understand. Welcome to United States of Europe, making fun of the EU the American way. Now, I predicted it, folks, a week ago. I'm happy to say that I was at the radio station telling the folks, look, they're probably going to vote to leave the EU, and it's probably never really going to happen. And then everybody who normally says, it doesn't matter how I vote, they'll have every right to say, I told you so. But what I didn't predict was how immediate and near universal the collective shock, shame, and regret would be. There are now people giving interviews saying, I voted leave, but I didn't think it would actually happen. The former editor of The Sun now says he has buyer's remorse. There's even a new term for the collective Brexit response, Brigret, which came in first place after runners-up The Brangover, Broops, and What the fuck have I done? But Britain, there's nothing to regret. The fact is, you're not out. Were you ever really in? It's called Article 50, the part of the EU Constitution that allows a country to opt out of the EU. And until someone actually fills in the paperwork, Britain, you're still here. Worst disappearing act ever.
Seriously, who's going to enact Article 50 at this point? David Cameron? No. Boris Johnson? Not anymore. Nigel Farage of the UK Independence Party? He's not actually a member of the British Parliament, and here's how he's treated in Euro Parliament.
And to some extent, I'm really surprised that you are here. You were fighting for the exit. The British people voted in favor of the exit. Why are you here?
And that's just from the British side. Let's not forget, when it comes to the EU and referendums, the EU has a long tradition of saying, UK citizen Kash Yusuf posted this chart, ostensibly from an EU textbook, the chart called Don't Take No for an Answer. In response to various referendum votes, the EU has a tradition of accepting a vote, ignoring a vote, or if you're Ireland, you're made to vote again. Just last year, the Greek bailout referendum was rejected by the Greek government. But this time, in 2016, is the first time ever that a referendum is being rejected by the people who voted for it. In fact, the only ones who seem to be taking the Brexit results seriously are in Brussels. You Brexit, you bought it. Was that your attempt at a pun? Pfft, I hate puns. No, wait, I love them. And so, Britain, if you want to stay in the European Union, you're just going to have to accept our terms. 1, you'll have to start using the metric system. 2, you'll have to stop driving on the left. And 3, when you travel to an EU country for the weekend, you're no longer allowed to say, I'm going to Europe. You're in fucking Europe! For United States of Europe, I'm Greg Shapiro.
Newsroom, it's a newsroom. Listen to the sound of the newsroom. Anything can happen in a newsroom. News, 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 news.